I had a great comment from a chap, and I've spent the last, I don't know, 3 hours or so maybe trying to find it, and I'm sorry, I just cannot find it anywhere. From what I remember, he asked about doing Flatland in the 80s and 90s and then stopping for 30 years or so and getting back into it. And so, like me, an older gentleman, and he wanted to know a progression, a series of progression steps, and where to go, what's the big picture, what's it all about? And it kind of made me stop and think, and that's why I tried to spend so much time finding this comment, because there were some great things in there. There's great points about, why do we do this thing that is so impeccably hard? Why do you do it? What's it all about? The sequence of steps, where to start from, what do you do? So the first videos I posted probably 2 years ago about riding with one hand and riding no hands, and then the next video after that next. I think that kind of started at the very beginning and gave a sequence of skills to attempt and to try, and it's about getting a balance, like learning to ride with one hand with no hands, riding around in circles, doing figure eight, learning to ride backwards. I think that's a huge step, and learning to ride on one wheel and then on one wheel backwards. It just made me really think about what's the point. I think generally what the point is, for me, it's about showing off. It's about being better than the person next to you. Or it could be about just enjoying what you're doing and having fun, and the challenge and the satisfaction that you feel when you get that trick that you've been trying for such a long time. Oh, and don't get me started on the circles either. It's something different, it's unique, it's something you don't need anything except a flat bit of ground. Like, you don't need ramps. You don't need to go somewhere. You can sort of do it in your backyard or in your driveway or on the road in front of your house or on the tennis courts, a short cycle from where you live. And it's about, I'd say, your expression, what you want to do and say. I quite like the riding that's quite smooth and looks effortless. It's just your own thing. It's freestyle. It's in the name, BMX Freestyle. And the bigger picture is, like, there's all the health benefits and all of that nonsense, like, yeah, whatever. Just for me, I like riding, and I never stopped riding. I never stopped doing tricks. I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because now I'm edging closer to 50 every day. I can still do all these tricks, which is just awesome. And I know I'll never be as good as the professional competition riders, and that's kind of cool. So the big picture. One thing that I think really appeals to me is getting people out on their bikes, getting people to ride. Hopefully inspiring kids to get on their bike and go out, and not necessarily having to have a proper job, but doing something that they like doing. Maybe if that's riding bikes, that's awesome, but just generally doing something that you like doing, that's amazing. I'm in a phenomenal position where I get to do what I like doing. It's certainly a choice that I've made, and it's been very difficult in the past, not knowing how you're going to pay the mortgage, for example. It's not for everybody. So if you can inspire someone to say, hey, look, I'm doing it, perhaps you could too, whatever it is that you choose to do. So for me, that's another one of the big picture things, just to know that you don't have to work in a job. One thing I would say, though, is try a number of different things. More than likely, you'll suck at all of them. However, there will be one where you go, huh, I can see something there, I can see something happening, that might be possible. And that might be the trick that you work on for the next 6 months or 2 years or whatever, or the next week, and you might get it in the next week. But there are tricks that you do try, you don't get, you know when you're getting, but one's sort of like, oh, I could do that. And then you might try these tricks again in another 2 weeks or 2 months and go, oh, there's a bit of progress there. I think there's something in trying lots of different things, and something will stand out that you can work on, which will, of course, help everything else. So take it easy and don't hurt yourself. But you will, but you can minimise how much you hurt yourself. So that's what we're going for, minimising how much we hurt ourselves. Right.